Okay, here we go, fast forwarding time. Part 3, I've come back to it. The mould looks dry. I don't know if it's worked. I feel a bit excited and nervous as well because this is either going to make me a laughing stock or an absolute hero to someone. So I'm going to take this out. It's crumbling. Do it. Got it out. Oh, actually, it does need a bit of tidying up, but can you see that? It has got a little chunk, look, tiny bit missing there. But you can see the brickwork on it. That's not too bad. That is actually not too bad. Now what I normally do with orgonite, which isn't the standard thing, I don't think, I test it by putting my hands near it. I don't think it's going to work at the moment because this is still hot. Because when you add water to plaster, it eats up a bit like the resin, but not as hot. It's cooling down pretty fast, but I can still feel the heat round here. So, but anyway, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try, because what I'd normally do, like I say, is put my hands out and then I put them close to there. Now I can actually feel my hands really tingling right there, right now. This is not, it's not a scientific test, by the way. This isn't going to prove anything. This is just me proving it to myself. Because when I have orgonite from anybody, because I buy other people's orgonite as well. When I buy orgonite, I always test it with my hands like this. If you put your hands up like that, they do tingle anyway. If you really stretch them out, they tingle anyway, right? So what I do is get them so they're tingling, but then you get used to that. So I can still feel the tingling, but when I do this and go slowly towards the orgonite, that I can feel that even more tingling. It's like it's really, that is actually, I can feel that. Now I can feel that. I'm quite impressed actually. I did have an ion tester, but it's broken, and I used to try the ions around the orgonite, and what I found is that the pyramids were the most powerful ones. Like I said, I think it's the way the energy goes up. Now I'm quite impressed with this because I was a bit sceptical about orgonite plaster because I thought, will it work like resin? The resin plaster, not resin plaster, the resin, when you make orgonite with just resin, it squashes the crystals and squeezes them, and I think it's called the piezoelectric or piezoelectric effect, which means it's basically, it dries and it shrinks, so it squashes into the crystal, which makes the crystal throb, if you like. I'm using that word because I'm not technical. So that's what's supposed to make it the powerful part. And also with the resin orgonite, you put in metal as well, and organic and inorganic materials, but apparently with the plaster you don't need to bother with the metal. So I like to experiment. Does it work or does it not work? I can't prove this right now. I need to get another ion tester and do some actual, show you the results of it, and I think I'm going to do that when I get some cash. But my own personal test is the feeling in my hands, because I can feel the energy coming from orgonite, just like I can feel electricity. I can feel it. If I go near a smart meter or a laptop or a phone, I can feel it, and it's a horrible feeling. It makes me feel a bit sick and jittery, but the feel from orgonite is like, it's a nice feel. It's like comforting. I like that, and I am feeling my fingers are really tingling, so that is actually worked. If you want to make some, I think I said in the last video how to do the how to make your own mould. You don't need to do anything other than just get some clear silicone, put it in some water so it's fully immersed in the water, put your hands in it with gloves on, just squeeze it together, put it around the mould, let it dry, and it actually works really well, and that has saved me a lot of money because moulds are quite expensive. So if you can just find ornaments, I'll just show you quickly the ornament I've got. See this one here, that's a little Buddha. See, another little ornament that I bought, and I made a mould out of Buddha, and it's not great, but it's still there. You can see it's Buddha. It still looks like Buddha. If I put him up to there, you'd say they're at least brothers, wouldn't you? You'd just say, yeah, they look related. So it's not that bad. And obviously it's quite hard to do with plaster, because when you put plaster in a mould, it's harder than resin because resin's more watery, so it will go straight into all the crooks and crannies, will resin, and it dries rock hard as well. Whereas plaster, it's very hard to get into the nooks and crannies if you don't get the consistency just right, and if you don't shake it to get in there. And it's also more fragile as well, so that couldn't go outside, that I'd have to stay indoors. But I'm really actually quite impressed with it. For a first attempt, I thought you were going to laugh at me. You probably are anyway, but I thought you were going to really laugh at me and go, what the chuff is that? But you can actually tell that that's come from there. So as far as I'm concerned, it's worked. It's worked. And if I paint that gold, you might not even really know the difference. So I'm going to keep doing videos, and I'm going to keep making stuff. One thing I'm learning to do at the moment as well is loom knitting, which is quite funny because I watch other videos to learn how to do things, but they always seem to do it great, and they're obviously only putting things on when it's right. But I've decided to do it the other way. I'm going to do things and just see how it turns out, but put it on anyway, because I think it's more fun. Because if it don't work, you can laugh at it. You can go, what the hell's that? But when I get it right, you can go, well done, Kelly, you did it. You did it. So there you go. I've made my first pyramid out of plaster. They say it works. You want to do any scientific experiments on it, then make your own, or say send me one and you can try it out for me and do a video on it if you want, and tell me if you think it works. I think that's a good idea. There's a lot of orgonite makers out there. If you haven't worked with plaster and you want to try it, I'll send you a piece. Right, I'm going to go now. I'm quite proud of myself. I was going to treat myself to some chocolate, but I ain't got none. I've eaten it. So I'm going to make something else next time and put that on as well. So, well, I'm proud of myself. That's all that matters. Right, keep watching my videos. I'll just remind you again, I have got another channel called the Indigo Traveller. I'm not travelling at the moment. As you can see, I'm actually grounded in a flat, which is making me quite miserable, which is why I'm making things like this to keep myself sane, because I got kind of used to living in a caravan and a tent and in my car, and coming back to society and living in a flat surrounded by smart meters is making me quite miserable and sick. So I have to find alternative solutions to cope, and orgonite is supposed to help with EMF. So I am going to do everything I can to help myself and hopefully help other people. So keep watching. I'll see you later. Bye bye.